So I'm going to do a quick video on Breba Watch 2025. It's March 30th, 2025. I just want to go through the orchard and see what has started to wake up and what hasn't. We had a very mild winter, really maybe a week of cold weather, and then second winter didn't come. So I want to show everyone what is what's waking up and what isn't. So this is my 25-year-old Desert King. And as expected, you are starting to see Breba all up and down. Hello, little Breba. Really, this does this every year. It makes about 300 different figs for us. So you have all these little, and the way we prune them, obviously we're not pruning them a San Pedro the same way you would another tree. We take down about a third of the tree each year in a 3-year cycle to allow the second year growth to continue to produce. This was supposed to be a lot of rula. It is not, so I have decided to sacrifice it. And instead, what I'm doing is grafting numerous different grafts to it. So that's a video that's going to come out here pretty soon. But let's go down to the remainder. I have one more in-ground up here by these two larger trees. And this is a Battaglia green. This is third year in-ground. And all right, and then this is a third year in-ground Battaglia green. And as you can see, some nice little, if I can get it to focus for you, Breba. And you've got, I think I counted about 35 on this little tree. You can see them forming right there. So this is a tree that did ripen for me last year, a little late. The main crop was a little bit late, but it did not give me Breba last year. And so this year, excitingly, we have some Breba. So let's go look at the remainder of the orchard. All right, so this is the oldest bank of in-ground trees that I have. This was a Black Madeira, and I just dug it out because it was doing nothing and put it in a 20-gallon pot in the greenhouse, and it popped 2 Breba right away. So this is a Black Zadar that really has been putzing along. It got some freeze damage the year before, but excitingly, I am starting to see some Breba on this one. This is a Col de Dame Noir, and we have Breba showing up there. Not a lot, just a few of them. This is an I-376, and I am starting to see just the smallest bit of activity right there. So this one up here on the older growth, you can see some forming here as well. Let's see. This one is a Kathleen's Black, and this one has never given me fruit. Maybe this year it will, but it just likes to grow. This is a Mary Lane. This is one that I'm really hoping will give us fruit because it's supposed to be this like seedless jam fig. And again, it just likes to grow straight up. So we're gonna see what this one does, but I don't see anything on this one quite yet. This is my Neverella, which gave us a lot of fruit last year. And you can see Breba forming there. You can see it up here. So this one has been always a very productive fig for me, even early on. This one, I'm still figuring out what these are. This one's Golden Riverside, and sorry, right here. And this one actually is starting to show production. So I've never had fruit from this, but we've got some Breba forming there, so that's exciting. This is my Granthams, and for a San Pedro, it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot. Finally, like a couple of days ago, I noticed a little bit of forming here. Now, interestingly, I have a cutting taken from this tree that rooted, and it's a year younger than this tree, but it's been in a pot the whole time, and it's in the greenhouse, and it has a ton of fruit. So, for whatever reason, this one's just kind of putzing along. Here I have Noir de Barbentane, which loves to grow. Last year gave me some fruit. I see a little Breba right there. And again, admittedly, it's still a little bit early, but it's fun to see these. And then this one, I lied to you. That one that gave us a lot of fruit, that's Floria. This one is my Neverella. And it has given me fruit as well. I see a little bit of growth there. But this one was a little bit slow to come on last year as well. So we'll just give this one patience. But the Floria, that one is a beast. And then over here, I've got probably one of my favorite figs from last year. This was Stella. This one here. And so, like last year, we see some Breba crop there. This is my puny but productive Tacoma Violet. And I am seeing a little bit of growth. This gave us quite a bit of fruit last year after suffering dieback the year before. Such a delicious fig. So that's my Tacoma Violet. And this one is LSU Scott's Black, which has not given me fruit before. And now we're starting to see, it's supposed to be quite productive. We're starting to see a little bit of growth there, so that's exciting. This is my 15-ish year old Vern's Brown Turkey, which gives a gajillion fruit every year. As expected, you see growth. It's so productive. You can see growth there. And we really, really, really hacked this thing back this year. I mean, really hacked it back just because it was so dense. So we've kind of taken out this middle portion and then kind of opened it up like a vase just so that we had access to it. But that one's looking good. Here is Ronde Bordeaux, which it's such a delicious fig. And it's not supposed to give Breba. So I don't really expect it from this tree, although we'll look at another Ronde Bordeaux that I have and see if there's anything interesting happening there. This is a St. Rita, which gave so many fruit last year. It is a Mount Etna, and it did give me like 3 or 4 Breba last year. I'm looking here, and there might be something. But this is just a super healthy tree. It really has always been very happy. This is another Vern's Brown Turkey, which we planted because we were told the one that I just showed you was a brown turkey, which it is not. This is a 3-year-old tree, and you can see Breba forming very nicely. This one gave delicious fruit, and it was identical to the big one. This one is Violet Dauphine, which we really, really, really hacked back. This thing is a vigorous grower. I've had one fruit off of it, was delicious, a little bit late. Probably in retrospect, I may have maybe put this in the greenhouse, but we are seeing, again, potentially, when it's this young, the buds, it's hard to know if it's Breba versus a leaf or a branch, but that's promising, at least right there. And then this is the white Madeira that did ripen for me last year, main crop, and Breba crop, that's variable. You can see a fig that never ripened down there. So that's this main orchard. Let's go over to some of the other figs that I've planted around wherever I can find space. And this is an LSU Tiger. And what you will see is that it is loaded. I mean, really, really has all over the place. And these fruit are just delicious. I know a lot of people don't think these are supposed to ripen here, but they do. They're delicious. Lots going on here. So I'm excited for that. And then I've got some over here that I'm trying to espalier along the fence line. And this one is Robert's Golden Rainbow, which has still not given me really anything to taste, but we'll be patient. This has been in the ground for 2 years now. This one is Campaniere. We've got some action. Again, hard to know yet whether this is going to be fruit or fruit or branching, but again, you see some that's kind of convincing right there. So we'll kind of cross our fingers for that one. And then this one is DTE. Had a little nubbin of dieback right there, but starting to see some waking up. This was a kind of a puny tree. The cuttings have done better, like rooted cuttings have done better than this tree. So I don't know if there was something wrong with the actual plant itself, but the ones that has given me have been tasty. This one's Valley Negra, which was delicious. Breba and main crop last year. So very, very healthy plant. Looks like it's starting to come on already. So that's good. This is Ischia Black, which suffered a lot of dieback. I probably should take that little nubbin off. But starting to see a little bit of action here, which would be kind of cool because I've never had it. I had it at a tasting, but yeah, it's a small tree, so we'll see this. This is my other Ronde de Bordeaux. And initially I thought it was giving Breba because it's really not supposed to, but I think much of what I am seeing is just leaf pattern. I know some of us were debating this online as to whether or not you'll see Breba with this or not. You're not supposed to, but it is the earliest kind of main crop. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it's so convincing that some of this theoretically could be Breba crop, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated there. And then the next area are 4 trees that have continued to not do well. And I don't know if it's just where they're planted, but I mean, they get plenty of sun exposure, open sky here. This one is my LSU O'Rourke. And so maybe we'll see. And then here I've got Panache that this thing's been in the ground 2.5 years. I'm about to just dig the thing out and put it in a pot and just see what happens. This hasn't been healthy from the beginning, so I might be giving up on that one. This one is Hative d'Argentile, I believe. Nope, this one's Celeste. It's not improved Celeste. It's regular old Celeste. So nothing on that one. And then we cut this one back because it had some dieback. That's Hative d'Argentile. Again, puny, like not even a foot tall. So I might be digging that one out. And then the last area is the future site for about 15 more in ground. I've got 5 or 6 in ground here. So every flag spot will be a little breezy here. This one's Dr. Gowadi, and I love this fig. It is just delicious. It is giving Breba, so that's exciting. But we did cut this one down just to kind of give us a better shaped tree. This one is LSU Scots Yellow, which gave me main crop last year. It's supposed to give Breba, but I don't see anything quite yet. This one is an Olympian, which is a tissue culture, most definitely a tissue culture tree from like 5 years ago that putzed along in our home for a long time. But finally it started growing. Not sure yet, but that's probably just a leaf from what it looks like. I did get another Olympian just to see. I'm growing that one in a pot initially, and if it starts to fruit better, I'll swap them. This one, oops, sorry. This one is a Angier Torquay that Eric gave me. It did give me some main crop last year, but it's tiny and cute, and we'll see what it wants to do this year. And then the only other one I have down here, just because you can't have enough Desert Kings, is another Desert King that this is a 2-year-old Desert King, but first year in ground. And so that's kind of cool if those are actually Breba. This one it's kind of in a prime position because it's got a ton of open space here. So the remainder of these figs are going to go in either this year or next year. I'm kind of being judicious about what I'm allowing to go here and what I'm not. There is one more in ground that I will show you, so follow me. And this is the last of my in-grounds. This is an unnamed fig as of now. This is a fig tree my dad brought back from Iran like 25 or 30 years ago. And I've planted it at several homes, and I keep moving it with me and take cuttings. But it does give Breba. It's an interesting flavor, kind of berry mixed with some vegetal undertones. But this is the first year this one's been in ground. So we'll see. I kind of put it up against a rock wall to give it a better microclimate. But I'm going to put another one over there in ground again. It's a little disadvantage because there's this big cedar in the way, but it still gets, once we get into the summer, the sun comes up over that cedar. So we'll see what these show. I have about 8 more that I know I'm going to put in the ground this year. And then the rest are just going to stay in pots for now, either in the greenhouse there or in that grow tent way back there. But thanks for watching. That is my Breba Watch for 2025.